Hey guys, welcome back for another review. Today I'm going to be talking about the Essie holiday collection. So I still have a few fall collections, but I know you guys wanted the Essie one up pretty quickly, so I kind of pushed that ahead of my schedule. And then I'll get back to a few fall collections coming next. The polish that I'm wearing on my nails is from the new OPI fall line. It's called Rest and Relaxation. I love to wear like a bright red orange this time of year. This one's really, really good. I don't know, maybe you guys already picked this one up, but I was really excited to put this one on. This collection actually kind of makes me think of a fall collection. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. A lot of the shades are really shades that I would think are more appropriate for fall. But anyway, I'm curious to know what your thoughts are about it. There are 2 glitters and 4 creams, so 6 polishes like Essie always does. I thought it was funny in the comments of my last video, the OPI holiday review, that you guys, before that collection came out, or when you guys saw a sneak peek of it, you were like, oh, Laurie's gonna hate this. I thought that was funny. I'm so grumpy about glitter sometimes. But there were a few good ones in that collection, so check out that review. There's one glitter one that I actually kind of like, and we'll talk about it. So these are available at Beyond Polish now. You can get them there. You can use my code GOLAURIE10 for a discount there. And thanks for shopping on my link. That is an affiliate link. Let's get into it. The first one is Slay It, and it's this beautiful muted brown. It also has a little bit of purple and quite a bit of gray in it too, so it's a little bit cooler, a little bit taupey, but it's a little bit darker than some of the other taupe polishes that I have. Another thing that I really liked about this polish is that it's khaki leaning, so it almost at times has like a hint of green in it as well, so it's just really, really cool. You can't always tell that right off, but next to other colors it really just pulls that green out, and so hopefully you can see that in my swatch pictures. The formula on this polish is so good. In fact, the whole collection has a really fantastic formula. Essie just has really been knocking it out of the park lately, and with that brush, like I always say, it just goes on like butter. It's so good. So I really enjoyed this one. I thought for sure there would be a polish that's like super exact to this one, but honestly there wasn't one that was exactly the same. I have 3 sets of comparisons because I really was just trying to nail it down, and I figured you guys would want to see just how close it is to those other ones that they have. Okay, so let's get into that. So I compared it to Truth or Bear It, and that one's more brown, but it really was the closest. And then Mink Muffs is brown and darker, and Crochet Away is lighter and has a touch more purple in it than this one does. And then Easily Swayed, Sound Check You Out, and Chinchilli, they're all lighter and they're all kind of similar to each other, but they're quite a bit lighter than Slay It. So I wanted you to see that because I thought I'd get asked about that. Don't Know Jacques, that one is darker, and you can see the gray green in Slay It compared to this one especially. So hopefully you guys can kind of pick the hint of that color tone out, which really makes me like Slay It so much. And then OPI Bonfire Serenade is more of a soft brown, and then OPI Gingerbread Man Can is a soft brown, and of course it has that shimmer in it, but I wanted you to see it's that same kind of color tone. So all those polishes are like slightly different, but honestly they're different enough for me, and I really just love this one, probably more than any of those. And I Don't Know Jacques is probably one of my favorite polishes and has been for a long time, but I haven't talked about it for a little while. This one is just really good and different, and I'm kind of craving it right now that it's fall. I feel like it's definitely more of a fall color. Craving a color like this in January? Probably not. I think I'll be reaching for this then, but I'll probably be wearing it pretty soon. So if you love taupey browns, I really feel like you should pick this one up. It's so good. And then we have Midnight Delight, and this is a super warm brown. I feel like they have been coming out with so many variations of brown. I would probably say this is like a orange leaning brown. Did I say that right? No. This is a brown leaning orange. I think that's right. I feel like it's, yeah, it has more brown, but it's definitely kind of orange. Whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's just kind of an orangey brown shade. The formula on this is so good. It's going to be opaque in basically one coat, but I always do 2, but it just goes on so smoothly, just like that other one. I feel like this is a fall polish too. There's nothing about this that makes me think of winter or the holidays, but maybe they're just trying to do something different. Obviously they are. I don't wear a lot of these kind of colors, so I probably really won't be reaching for this one, but I do think it's a really great autumn shade. So I have 2 sets of comparisons for this one, so let's get into that. First one, I compared it to On on the bright cider, and that one's more orange. I really thought it would be super close to that one, but it's not. And then Cliffhanger is just a touch more rosy, and Cat Tan is more orange, quite a bit more orange than this one. And then OPI Endless Sunner is more of a burnt orange color. My Italian is a little rusty from OPI, is more of a red orange, and it's definitely kind of a rich polish. It doesn't have that muted quality. And then Yank My Doodle, that name is just, it gets me every time. Anyway, it's more of a pink orange polish. So none of those are the same. So Row with the Flow and Let It Slide are more like a brighter orange, not this kind of brown muted orange. So I didn't compare those to this one, but I just wanted to mention that. I think it's good for fall. And then we have Carols and Caviar. And this is a beautiful muted gray blue color. It's really, really pretty. I am loving shades like this, and the formula is so good. I feel like Essie has been coming out with quite a bit of navy polish versions. They just came out with Study Tips from their Study Tips collection, and I really liked that one a lot. And I like this one too. I feel like with every new one, I like it the best. So I'm really liking this one right now, and I'm really liking it for fall, right? This is a total fall color to me. I really just want to wear it now. It's really gray, almost a little bit charcoal, but it still has enough blue. It's just beautiful. So I know you're dying to see the comparisons for this one. So let's get into it. They all are slightly different, yet kind of similar. So I will let you decide if you want to get this one, but let's look at those close up. So I have Bobbing for Baubles, and that one's darker and more of a richer navy. That is one of my favorite navies right there. If you're going for a dark navy, that's a really good one to get. And then Study Tips is more blue and a touch brighter, and I feel like that one is really fantastic too. And then Anchor Down, one of my favorites, is more blue and a little bit lighter and more muted as well. OPI Nature Strong Force of Nature is very, very close. So that one from the LPI line is the closest for sure. And that one is a touch more blue, still the same, just so you guys know. But I mean, from far away, these are all gonna look pretty similar. And then OPI Less is Norse, that one's close, but it's more similar to Force of Nature. Sorry, I said that name wrong in the first time I mentioned it. And that shows Carols and Caviar maybe just has like a hint of green, at least when I was doing the comparisons. Hopefully that translates in the picture, but that was the difference that I saw. And then Midnight Sleigh Ride has a little bit more purple. So those are going to look pretty close, just in kind of low light, just so you guys are aware. This brighter light kind of shows those differences a little bit more than you would see them in real life. I think I was going to do some other ones. In fact, I just pulled them over here. Toned Down is quite a bit more light than this and more purple, so I didn't add that one. I really thought that On Mute was going to be very close, and it's just kind of like the grayer version of this one, so they are kind of close, but the color tone's a little bit different, so I thought you'd want to see that. But I didn't want to put those on the nail just because they were quite different. I love this one. I really do. And I might wear this one in winter. I don't know, sometimes I reach for navy, but I really love wearing navy in the fall. My favorite. And then we have Head to Mistletoe, and this was the first polish that made me actually feel like this was a holiday polish line. It's really pretty. It's got this metallic base. It's a really soft green, kind of like a sage green, and then it has these beautiful gold glitter particles in there that really kind of stand out, so you can kind of see them scattered throughout on the nail. So it's really, really interesting. I like it quite a bit. I think it'll be fun to use in nail art if you're going to do some fun Christmas designs, just because this color is really going to pop, especially against some kind of darker colors. I really like this one. I know I'm not a big glitter fan, but it's really good, and the formula is really fantastic. It builds up basically in one coat. I don't even think you need two, but I usually do two anyway. It doesn't really have any streakiness to it, which is really, really nice in my opinion. And it's really interesting because OPI came out with a polish that looks almost exactly like this one, but that one's a little bit richer in color, and it is a little bit more streaky, but that one's really cool too. The thing I really like about the Essie one is you can see those glitter pieces kind of scattered throughout, and hopefully that translates in the picture, but it's a little bit different that way. So you'll see that here in the comparison. So let's look at that closer. So we have Decked to the Pines, and that's the OPI polish that I was talking about. It's a touch darker, but it's similar, and I like both of these, and I can see me wearing both of them at the holidays. And then Planted and Enchanted, I threw that one on there again. I compared it to Decked to the Pines last time, but that one has a bluish shimmer gleam on. I just grabbed because that's kind of a green glitter from OPI, so you guys could see how that compared to both the OPI and the Essie polish. So I like this one. I think this is the polish that's going to kind of save this collection or make people get excited about it because it is very holiday-ish. I love to add ish to everything. You guys know that. It's pretty. And then we have the other glitter polish, and this one's a really coppery bronze shade. Like the other one, it does have these gold sparkle pieces that kind of sit on top and are sporadic throughout all of it, which is really, really interesting. And this one has a fantastic formula too. It's going to build up really nicely in one. And I did 2 for all my swatches. Not much else to say about it. It's just a really good holiday color. I like that it's a little richer and copperier. Just making up words over here. Let's just compare it because I don't really know what else to say about it. So we compared it to Leggy Legend, and that one's a little bit deeper, but it's still pretty close. And then Essie Gel Couture What's Gold is New is close, but it's maybe just a touch lighter, and Penny Talk is definitely more chrome and a little bit lighter. So this is pretty similar to some that Essie already has, so hopefully you look at that and that's helpful and you won't get this one if you don't need it. Or if you don't have one of these, this is a good one to pick up for the holidays. It's really fun polish to wear. This next one is Wrapped in Luxury, and it's beautiful. Now don't be deceived. I know there's a million Essie colors like this, but this one is slightly different. I'm telling you, it's slightly different. There's one more that I want to compare it to, and I woke up early this morning thinking about, and so I'm going to pull that one out, and if it is, I'll swatch it and add it to the end of my comparisons that I have. If it's not, I won't. But this is a really beautiful kind of crelly-ish formula, and it's a good balance of red and purple, so it was really hard for me to find a polish that was like exact to this one. It's just really, really interesting, and it doesn't have a lot of white in the base, and that's kind of what set it apart from other polishes. It's going to take 2, maybe 3 coats to get this opaque, but it's definitely worth it in the end. It's just, it's so good and squishy, and love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's look at those comparisons. I did a few sets. I compared it to Hear Me Aurora, and that's more red and different. And then I compared it to Nailed It, and that one's more purple, and it has more white in the base, so it's a little bit more of an opaque formula. And then Mocking Me Happy is more red, but it has that similar crelly formula. And then Carry On, one of my favorites, is a deeper purple. I just wanted to add that one so you could see that this one's kind of not as deep and rich as that one is. And then Very Naughty is more red. Bordeaux is more of like a pink red. Those both have crelly-ish formulas. I feel like Wrapped in Luxury builds up a little better than both of those. Those for sure need 3 coats. Wrapped in Luxury most likely needs 2, but you might need 3 depending on how you apply it. So that's how it's different from those. Milagro Wine is so close, but it's more red. And then Ginger's Revenge is close, but more red. And Miami Beat I thought would be exactly the same, but it's not. It has more white in the base, and it has a little bit more pink to it. Like I said, nothing like super exact to this, which surprised me because Essie has so many colors like this. So don't skip on this one or pass up on it because you think it's exactly the same, because it is slightly different and it might not be different enough for you. So just keep that in mind. I did want to put up here, I've got Swing of Things and Bahama Mama because I thought I'd get asked about them, and see how this one just has more red and these have more purple. That's just, I mean, it's a little bit different. Let me go and grab the one that I thought it's close to. Hang on. I'll talk about the differences here as I'm going through it, but it might be very close to this Morgan Taylor one that's new this year, and this new one from Orly looks a little bit more red, but these two look pretty close. So they might be the same. So if you picked up this one, you might not need it. And this one is called Tartan the Interruption. I'll put that comparison up so you guys can see that for sure. Although I just painted my nails this red. Now I gotta take it off. That's the problem about being a nail person. You can never paint your nails, because the second you do, you gotta take it off to swatch something else. Anyway, that's it for the collection. What are your thoughts? Do you guys like it? Do you feel like it's holiday inspired? Let me know. I actually found that I do have a lot of favorites from it, despite the fact that it's not really a holiday looking polish line. I would say I'm gonna pick 4. I'd give it from like a 3 out of 10 for like a holiday looking line, but the colors I love, and I'm glad I have. They're not looking good with these red nails right now though, I tell you that much. The tan one, Slay It, and then Carol's and Caviar, and what was this one called? Head to Mistletoe, and Wrapped in Luxury. So those are my favorites. So what are your guys' thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. And thanks for watching again. I'm so glad you guys are here, and we will see you next time. Bye.